Happy Friday. Okay. I'm out of breath. I just finished day 2 of PIO. It was upper body, and I'm out of breath. But I got it done. Okay, so I'm really excited to talk to you guys about Shakeology because I know that was the one piece for me that I had so many hangups around. I had so many objections and fears, and I just wasn't sure about it. And honestly, it's the one thing I don't share enough about because it's really helped me. It's really changed my life. It helped me get some traction, but I don't talk about it enough, partially just because I haven't felt super confident. But it's something that I'm drinking every single day, right? And so I've been doing a lot of research, and I've been listening to a lot of different Shakeology specific trainings. And yesterday's was really awesome. And I was like, I have to share this with you because if you're my lifer, if you're following along with me, well then you get it. Like you feel exactly the way I used to feel. And so it's time to kind of like dig into that. And if you have any questions as we go, please go ahead and drop them in the, drop them below and we'll chat it out. Okay, so I was first introduced to Shakeology in a girlfriend's house. She invited me over to do T25. And so we did T25, it totally kicked my ass, and then we had Shakeology. So I tried Shakeology. She blended up a couple different flavors. Wasn't sure about this stuff. I was into working out, I was into fitness, I was actually already a group exercise instructor, but I was like, I don't do protein shakes. Like, I'm not into that. I'm not here to like beast up or, you know, be a meathead or any of those other weird objections. As a woman, I was like, I'm not into that. Like, I don't need that. I eat pretty good. I'll eat some spinach. I'm okay, thanks. I don't need your expensive shake. So I tried it and I just couldn't get over the price. So I went home. I had so much energy that day. Like I cleaned my house. I went home. I did another workout. I just was like on fire. But I was like, whatever. It's just a coincidence. Like I felt really good because I had started my day off right. I had gotten some endorphins. I'd worked out, all that stuff. So I wound up ordering my own bag because it came with PIO. And I really wanted PIO, which I just did. And it came, and I didn't really, no one educated me. No one explained to me what it was. And it was just like this really expensive bag of protein powder. And I was like, oh, I don't know about this stuff. So, I drank it. I drank it all, and I felt really good that month, but I was unwilling to spend the money. I was unwilling to, it was a protein shake, and I wasn't a protein shake kind of girl, and I was like, I can't spend this money. I can't spend $130 every month. And then it just showed up at my house. Like I forgot it was on auto ship, and it showed up, and I was so mad because it's an investment, right? I didn't understand the value in it. So I want to break that down. I want to share that with you so that you see what I see, and you can make your own decision. Like I'm not a doctor. I'm not a healthcare professional. I'm not here to like give you any advice. I'm just going to share what I've been learning and tell you how it's changed my life and how it's given me results and how I feel when I drink it versus when I don't drink it. So my initial objections around it were probably a lot like yours. The cost, right? The cost, and it was a protein shake. I like to chew my food. That makes me laugh every time someone says that to me. Oh, I'm okay, thanks. I eat a pretty good diet, and I like to chew my food because that was me too. I like to chew my food. Chewers unite, fist bumps. And then I felt like it was complicated, right? Like I had to like take the time in the morning to freaking like get out my blender. And it was just creating a new routine, creating a new habit. So I had all these excuses because whenever we're unsure about something, usually when it involves money, it's really easy to come up with a whole lot of excuses to stay in your comfort zone. But what I finally asked myself, and what I'm going to ask you to think about as well, is whatever you're doing, how is it working for you? Like, are you getting results? If you are, that's awesome. But if you are struggling with energy, if you feel like you're always going for that 3 p.m. coffee, if breakfast or lunch or something is your hard meal and you struggle to get in all of your greens and all of that stuff, this is such a great option. And it's so much more than just a protein shake. But I had to learn that, just like I'm going to share with you guys. Okay, so those were kind of my objections. So I ordered it and I got it and I quickly quit it. I was like, nope. I didn't even know there was a discount. But honestly, at that point in my life, if someone had told me there was a discount, I would have been like, there's a catch. And I don't want to have to sell anything, and I'm good, thanks. I'll just order the stuff from Amazon. So I'm not going to lie to you. I actually was that person. I went on eBay, and I bought a bag for essentially what I pay now as a coach, but I didn't know that back then. So I think I spent like $90 on a bag on eBay, which is such a crapshoot because you don't know who you're getting it from. You don't know how it's been stored. You don't know if it's been tampered with. Like, ew, now that I know what I know, I'm like, oh, Sarah, what were you thinking? But I am a total cheapo. I'm a total cheapo. I need to get a good deal. It's just who I am. It's who I've always been. Yeah, so I did that like once on eBay, and even then I was like, oh, I just can't do this. So I ordered this rice protein powder on Amazon. It came in this big jug, had all these ingredients I couldn't pronounce, but back then I wasn't really digging in. No one told me to compare what was on the back of my Shakeology bag with what was on the back of my nasty rice protein tub. And it tasted nasty. I was having to add all this extra stuff to it, and it still was nowhere near, right? And I didn't have the energy, but I was like, well, you know, it's a shake. At this point, I kind of started to create that habit in the morning where it was easy because getting kids out the door, like that breakfast is my hard meal. So I was doing that. It was disgusting. It was disgusting. I bought a jug and I honestly never finished it. I had it for a really long time and I finally threw it away once I became a coach because I was just like, ew. So I wound up finally deciding I was going to do another program. I love PIO. I had great results, but I was kind of stuck. You know, sometimes you just need to try something different. So I kept seeing everyone's results about this 21-day fix thing. Nutrition was honestly my sticking point, and so I loved the idea that it came with these portion containers, and so I reached out to the girl who had originally introduced me to it, and I was like, what do you think? Like, should I try this 21-day fix thing? And she was like, yeah, I haven't tried it, but you should try it and let me know what you think. And she's like, make sure it's cheaper if you order it bundled with Shakeology, because it is. It's always a better deal when you get your program and your Shakeology together, because we want you to have all the tools to rock your transformation, right? It makes sense. Don't half-ass it. Use your full ass. So I got Shakeology. And at this point, I'd already been kind of exploring the company a little bit. I was thinking, since I love PIO and I was already telling everyone and their brother about it, I was kind of like, I should become a coach. Like, at that point, I'd done some research, but I still didn't really understand Shakeology. I just knew that Beachbody as a business model worked, and I knew that the programs worked. I knew that there was so much support around it and all of that. So I got my bag of Shakeology, and from then on, it was like, I will never, ever skip it. So I drink it every single morning. It is my breakfast. Some days it is my lunch. I recently did the Whole 30, which I renamed the Real 30 because I was so unwilling to give up Shakeology because it just helps me feel so amazing. So I honestly can't really tell you how I feel when I don't drink it, because I do drink it every single day. It's just part of what I do now. I went on a girls trip early on in my coaching journey, and I didn't want to be that person. I didn't want to be fiddly, so I didn't drink it. I went 5 days, and I got home, and I felt sluggish. I felt disgusting. I mean, part of it's all in your head, right? But I just felt so yucky, and my cravings were out of control. These are all things that Shakeology helps me with. It helps with my energy, helps with my cravings. It just really, I find that if I make that decision, like if I invest in my health, if I invest in my nutrition, I'm less likely to roll around naked in a bag of Lay's potato chips. Like, it's that kind of decision that just really, hi Connor, it helps me so much. Okay, so yesterday I listened to this amazing training, and so that's what I want to get into you with, and I want into this with you. I can't use my words. And so I'm going to share all about it. Okay, so I was listening to it, and Darren Aline, who's one of the co-creators of Shakeology, and he kind of broke it down, and this struck me the most, okay? So there's that old phrase, that old saying, like, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Like, right, we've all heard that. And he was talking about how one apple on one day isn't going to keep the doctor away, but it's having that apple every single day. It's making those healthy decisions every single day that create a compound effect, that create results, that create traction in your life. So one apple once in your life, kind of like one workout once in your life, or giving up alcohol one night of your life, it's not going to make a difference. You have to do it every single day to be able to see results. And so I find that a lot of people who aren't too sure about the Shakeology thing, maybe they haven't found a recipe yet, just like I once upon a time was, you're not going to see the real results and see the real benefits if you aren't using it consistently. So when you order Shakeology, if you get it in the packets, you get 24 servings. If you order it in the bag, you get 30. Cheapo here. I always like to get the bag because I get more for my buck, right? So you order it, and it has a bottom of the bag guarantee because of this apple a day thing, right? Like, they want you to drink it. We want you to drink it for 30 days and see how you feel at the end of the 30 days. It's not a fair assessment to try it once and be like, I don't really like the recipe. I really didn't notice a difference, because that's not a fair shot. Kind of like a workout. Like, if you do it once, well, you're not going to suddenly, like, all of a sudden have this miraculous transformation, right? That's how this works, right? So you're feeding yourself dense superfood nutrition. And we throw that around a lot. I'm so guilty of that. I'm like, oh, it says dense superfood nutrition. It's got 70 superfoods. Well, what does all that mean? Like, seriously, what does it mean? Okay, so what is freaking in it? it's not a protein shake. It has protein and has a whole bunch of other things in it, okay? So the thing I love most about my Shakeology is that it is not artificial. There is no artificial things in it. And if you have protein powder at home, I'm going to challenge you to get it out either while you're watching this or or later or whatever, but compare, look at your ingredients list and see what's on it. Are there artificial coloring? Is there artificial dye? Is there artificial flavors? There's none of that in Shakeology. Shakeology is sweetened with stevia, which is a natural sweetener, and the chocolate has cacao, which is where you get chocolate, right? So it's not artificial at all. Another super cool thing for those of you who are foodies is that there's absolutely no GMO, zero. It's 100% supplier certified, no GMOs. This stuff is good, my friends, okay? So what is in it? It has pre and probiotics. I did not know that there was a thing called prebiotics. I was like, what's a prebiotic? I know what a probiotic is. A probiotic, it creates it makes happy flora in your gut. And right now, everyone is all about gut health, right? Like you hear that a lot. People have leaky gut syndrome. That's why I have so many issues with Crohn's and all kinds of stuff, right? Because if your gut isn't healthy, if your gut isn't tight, if it's like things are leaking into your system, it's going to affect your entire body. It's going to create inflammation. It's going to create a domino effect of all kinds of unhealthy symptoms in your life. And so Shakeology has pre and probiotics. Prebiotics are what feed the probiotics, is what I finally learned. And so yeah, they support good microflora and digestive health to make a happy gut. A happy gut, a healthy gut is going to create overall health. And you look at all the disease and stuff in our country right now, a lot of it has to do because people's flora is all jacked up. We're eating things that don't support a healthy digestive system. And so I'm going to be we're going to get a little graphic. Not really, just a little. But when I went on that girls trip, I came home and I was so constipated. Like this really helps me. It has a lot of fiber in it. I know you want to know this about me, right? It has a lot of fiber in it. So if you're a newbie to Shakeology, I always suggest, and you're not used to a lot of fiber, start it with a half a scoop and just see how it goes, right? So the next thing that's in it are enzymes, okay? So an enzyme, it breaks down food so that your body can absorb it because otherwise you're eating things and it just passes right through, right? You need enzymes to break it down, right? Super awesome. Okay, the next ingredient the next category, I guess, are antioxidants and phytonutrients. Okay, so antioxidants, we hear that a lot. Phytonutrients was a word I was like, what's a phytonutrient? A phytonutrient is, oh crap, now I forgot. A phytonutrient, it's plant, right? It's plant-based, I think. Oh, darn. Okay, well, anyways, I have some notes about it, so I'm going to read you my notes. See, I'm not an expert. I'm not claiming to be. I'm just sharing the knowledge that I'm learning because I'm a work in progress. I'm still learning every single day, but I know how amazing it makes me feel, so that's what I'm sharing with you. Okay, so antioxidants / phytonutrients, they fight free radicals, and they support a healthy immune system. And these examples in your Shakeology are things like coffee fruit and goji berry and reishi, is that how you say it? Camu, and has a whole bunch of different vitamins. So this is a super multi-dimensional thing that you're ingesting. It's not just a little bit of protein and a couple of vitamins and some artificial flavors to make it taste yummy. No, this is why we call it dense superfood nutrition, okay? So what else is in your Shakeology? Well, adaptogens. Adaptogens are, let's see, what did I write down? It's a natural source traditionally used and considered to help the body adapt and respond to the effects of stress. So when I first was researching adaptogens and what that is, this struck a chord with me, okay? And it was about, you think of really crazy, Yuma. It's a hard terrain. It's a weird, hard to live, hard to survive environment. And the native plants, things like that, are adaptogens. They adapt to their natural environment. They adapt to natural stressors. And when we ingest things like that, don't go out into the desert and eat some cactus. But when we ingest things like adaptogens, it's going to help us deal with the natural stressors because there's so much stress in our life. And I'm not talking about emotional stress. I'm talking about all the stuff in our atmosphere. Our body is under stress all the time. And a lot of the things that fall into the adaptogen category is things like maca and ashwagandha and what else do I have over here? Astragalus, I don't know how you say that. Schisandra. I feel like there are a whole bunch of girlfriends that we should be out drinking, saying these names. But these are the most anciently used plants in the world. And they've all been harvested from their natural environments and they have been put in Shakeology. So again, it's such a great value. We obsess so much about price. I did the same thing. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't spend that much on a bag. But when you break it down and when you realize how many amazing, exotic, ancient things are in this, it's so cool. All right, so what is Carolyn saying? Reishi, the awesome mushroom also contributing to antihistamine properties. So Carolyn is one of my coaches, and she started out as just like a customer. Wasn't too sure about this whole Shakeology thing, right? Just like me, but she did PIO. She loved it. And she has a really amazing success story with her Shakeology. So again, we're not doctors. We're not saying we can heal you or anything like that. But her personal experience with Shakeology, Carolyn, you should totally make a video and share it with us, is how she was allergic to everything, like everything. And her family wanted to get a cat. She went to her allergist who tested her, and he was like, are you taking antihistamines? She didn't pop for any of the things she was previously allergic to after drinking Shakeology consistently. Again, it's that apple a day. It's not just a one-time high five. I got all my magical superpowers. No, it's like compound effect. It's ingesting something. It's doing something every single day to give your body a leg up, to give your body an advantage. So that is what adaptogens are. They're anciently used plants that just help your body deal with all the stress, all the environmental crap out there. It's crazy. Okay, so this is my biggest thing about it. So I initially thought Shakeology was a protein shake. I get that from a lot of people, right? Like, you think it's a protein shake because that's what you do. You work out, you drink a protein shake. No, I was like, no. It's not. So it's a blend of proteins, and we even have a vegan option. So if you don't want to do any whey or anything like that, there's a vegan option for you. But it's a blend of proteins, and their description is it has many sources adding in a balanced amount of essential and non-essential amino acids like flax, like chia, like oat and rice and pea and whey isolate, which is microfiltered and non-denatured. Okay, so all of these are botanicals, and they have a beneficial effect on you. So it's not like you're just eating some protein. It's not like it's ground up dehydrated chicken that you're just like trying to bulk up. That's totally not the point of this. The point of this is to like help your body heal from the inside out. It's to help your body perform at its highest level. It's to help your body deal with all of its allergies and all the crap out there. That's why I feel so freaking amazing, why I drink it every single day. And I had someone say to me, they were like, well, that's just to lose weight. Well, you could use it to lose weight, but that's not why I drink it. I drink it because it is my healthiest meal of the day. We throw that around a lot, but it's true. Like, do you go out and like harvest some freaking like, I don't know, camu and some goji berries and some spinach? No, none of us eat that way. And maybe if you're really into your nutrition, maybe you're already getting some of those things at a health food store and you're mixing it in. This comes all ready to go for you, and it's been super certified. It's been super tested, so there's no creepy chemicals. There's no metals. There's nothing like that in here, okay? So next up, we're going to talk about superfoods. I feel like I should have a cape. Yes, I'm going to have a cape. Okay, so what is a superfood? The Oxford Dictionary says a superfood is a nutrient-rich food considered to be especially beneficial to health and well-being. We don't have just one superfood in Shakeology. There are 70 superfoods, and I don't have time for that. Like, we can't even talk about all the amazingness that's in it. So that's where you hear a lot about it's superfood. It's dense superfood nutrition. It has 70 superfoods in it. For less than $4 a day, like, you can't even do that. It's mind-blowing. So when you start to break it into these categories and you see how much value is in it, it's an amazing freaking value. Okay, so superfoods. You get 70 of your superfoods. Shakeology helps you get those in every single day. And why do we need them? Okay, so I was reading the statistics, and I live in a farm town. I love our farmers. Farmers are awesome. We could not do life without farmers, right? But the reality is our world is exploding in growth. Like, we have so many humans, and so they've had to change farming standards, right? Just to be able to keep up with the demand. And so that's where there's a lot of, there's not GMOs, but they've done studies on our soil and how we have such a lack of nutrient-dense soil because we're constantly having to grow to feed all the humans. So once upon a time, you might be growing something on your farm and it was super nutrient-dense. That same thing today isn't going to be as nutrient-dense just because the soil has been taxed so much. And that's no knocks to our farmers. I love our freaking farmers. They're awesome. But that was kind of an aha to me yesterday to think about that. It is true. Our soil today is very different from our soil 100 years ago or 200 years ago, and it's only going to continue to get worse. So the things that we're eating are not as nutrient dense anymore. So here's a couple statistics for you, which kind of blew my mind. 90% of Americans don't get enough potassium. What's potassium? Well, potassium is what provides our electrolytes. So potassium is needed, okay? 80% of Americans don't get enough vitamin E. 50% of Americans don't get enough calcium. And calcium calcium is one of those tricky ones. So, you know, they throw all that, you can only get calcium out of dairy. That drives me crazy. My kids just had a health fair and they were like, okay, children, you can only get your dairy if you eat cheese and whole milk. And I was like, listen up. Like, what about your leafy greens? What about all this stuff? Okay, so 50% of us don't get enough calcium. We need our calcium to have healthy bones and all these other things, right? 40% of us don't get enough vitamin A, vitamin C, and magnesium. I was just listening to a podcast about magnesium and how important it is and how a lot of us have a real deficiency. And I recently started using magnesium oil. I've been spraying it on the bottoms of our feet. Connor's been having really bad muscle spasms and growing pains. And so I've been using magnesium. It's in Shakeology. How freaking awesome is that? Okay, so when we add in more and more stress, I kind of touched on this a minute ago, but we're going to dig more into it. We keep adding in more stress, like environmental stress. And Darren Aline, in this talk I was listening to him give, which is on YouTube, you can YouTube it if you'd like, he was saying that there's 70,000 new toxins, and only 10% of those are tested. And there's so many, like GMOs, we have frankenfood, you have, you know, places that you eat with, you know, there's no shame in that. I take my kids to McDonald's sometimes. I like their ice cream. It's not dairy. I don't know what it is, but I like it, right? Sorry, peekaboo there. But when you think about that, when you think about things like xenobiotics, things that are man-made food, where we're having to create things, and your chicken nuggets that you get in the store, I'm not judging because I give my kids those, but I have intense guilt every time I do because it's crap. It's crap, and it's not giving them any kind of, there's no benefit to that other than taste, right? So a lot of these foods that we're eating, that we're feeding our kids, the drive-thrus we're going through, they're mineral deprived, and that creates a weird stress on your body. Your body, your gut, it has to be able to digest and process all that, and when we're taking things in like that, it's so important to fill your cup back up. It's so important to be making sure that you are eating like nutrient-dense, amazing superfoods. This is how it all helps, right? Okay, so let me see. I got another page of notes. Stay with me here. All right, so again, like we talked about the whole apple a day, it's about creating healthy habits. And your age, like a lot of people say, you know, I'm just getting older. It's just age. No, I don't agree with that. A couple weeks ago, I shared a picture of like an 80-year-old woman, one who was like, she was in like a boxing attire. She looked freaking amazing. And then her counterpart, who was the same exact age, but she hasn't taken care of herself. She hasn't made life choices to support her healthiest, happiest, longest life. As Americans, we're living longer, right? Like we have all this amazing medical technology to help us live longer. But it's up to us too. Like you can't just expect your doctors to perform miracles. You have to have a proactive role in your health. You have to take care of yourself, and you have to make educated decisions. So your choices in life are key. And this is something, drinking Shakeology every single day is a choice that I make to live my healthiest life, to prolong my life, to feel amazing, to feel like I have tools in my tool chest. You want to try it? You should try it because I get it. Sometimes people try Shakeology and it's something new, right? And you don't get your recipe right and it tastes nasty. I've done that. Even still, like I'll get something and I'll make it and I'll be like, that is nasty. You have to figure out your recipe. You have to make it. And if you're just like shaking it in a shaker cup, it is not going to be as amazing. So I'll share my recipes with you because I've tweaked it a lot. My husband, who is the biggest critic ever, and honestly, he's not as into health as I am, but he drinks it every day, and he notices a difference. Like, he totally notices a difference. When we're feeling sick, I give it to my kids. I get that. I hear that from people, which I guess is normal. You know, is it safe for my kids? And breastfeeding, again, talk to your doctor. I'm not a healthcare professional. I'm not telling you what you should do. I'm only telling you what I would do, and if I was pregnant or breastfeeding, I would be drinking it. Would I be taking a prenatal vitamin? Probably not, because you don't want to overload your system. That's a decision that you have to make, that you need to talk to your doctor and everything about. But we give our kids freaking frankenfood out of a bag. We hit drive-thrus, like, and I give them. I do it too. I'm not pointing fingers, but like, they love mac and cheese, and I get the cheap mac and cheese. Oh, I know, it's so gross, right? So I'm giving them crap that's processed, that's like a color you can see from outer space, and yet there's worry around superfoods and adaptogens and phytonutrients. So if my kids want to have it, honestly, I'm not going to give them a whole serving because it's a little expensive, right? Just to be like, here, have a little, see what you think. But I let them have mine, and every day they sip it. If they're feeling under the weather, if someone has the flu, you can bet that's the first tool out of my tool chest. You're drinking your Shakeology. Oh yeah. So All right, so another thing I wanted to talk about that I learned about. Hey, so Connor, come over here. Let's ask a child. Come here. Can I interview you really fast? Okay, hi. So, do you like Shakeology? Yeah, what's your favorite flavor?
Chocolate.
Chocolate's good. Does it give you superpowers? Well, it's because it's an apple day, man. You got to drink it every day. Okay, so let's talk about quality assurance because that's another thing. Like, you can go to GNC, you can get a protein shake. You can do that. You can order stuff on Amazon like I did once upon a time. You can get stuff off eBay, whatever. Okay, so, but we all want to know, you're paying a certain price, and we want to make sure that it is certain quality, right? Like, you don't want to be iffy about it. This is important. The things we take into our body, the things we rub on our body, it's important. It matters. Okay, so quality assurance, they visit farmers, the growers, the processors around the globe. They fly around the globe with teams of people that check this. Like Beachbody and Shakeology, they take their reputation so seriously. It's not like they're throwing some stuff in a bag. They were super adamant. There cannot be anything artificial. There is no artificial colors. There can be no artificial flavorings. None. There was none of that, right? Okay, so 90% of all the facilities of the growers, the farmers, the processors, 90% of all that fail at the beginning. And they get their standards up or they go somewhere else, right? They give them the tools to help them hit the level that they need to be at. Okay, so a few things that they do for quality assurance. They audit the facilities to check their processing standards. They test all materials for E. coli, salmonella, listeria, heavy metals, pesticides. I didn't know this until yesterday, and I was listening to it, and I was like, oh my gosh, like my less than $4 a day superfood shake that's giving me the tools to rock my freaking life, to have more stamina for my workouts, to have more stamina for motherhood, to be able to like live my best amazing life. Well, yeah, this is awesome, right? There's no crap in it. They test for active compounds and they fingerprint the materials to make sure that it actually is what it's supposed to be, okay? And they have let's see, there's expert reviews for safe and biological beneficial interaction. I wrote that down. Oh, I don't really know what that means. Okay, so again, Shakeology, I hear this a lot. Well, I don't need to lose weight. Okay, well, I'm at a point in my journey now. When I first started, I wanted to lose a little bit of weight. But I'd never have consumed it to lose weight. You can. I actually use it as a meal because breakfast is my hard meal. I'm always on the go. And I know I'm starting my day off right. I know I'm making really good decisions. I'm investing in my health. And it's going to give me the energy. I have a girlfriend that was kind of a skeptic. She came down. She tried it. She's on the Shakeology train. And she's like, I can walk by a bag of Lay's now. Like, it's not calling my name. I actually have more willpower because it does. It helps with your cravings. It helps you with your stamina, all those things. So yeah, again, it's not a weight loss shake. You can use it like that if you want, but that's not what it is. It's a health food drink, essentially. Health food drink, okay? So let's see. It's intended for supporting your healthiest life. So it breaks down to less than $4 a day. If you love it and you're not getting a discount, well, you're missing out. So you could go online and you could buy it, Secret Squirrel, like I did from eBay. But don't do that because find a coach that you connect with so that you have support, you have accountability, and that way when you order it, if you don't like it for some reason, you can send it back and get your money, you can get your monies back. You know what I mean? Like, I've ordered a bag before and it just didn't taste right. I called them up. I was like, this just tastes a little off. They sent me a brand new bag. So when you're ordering directly from a coach, when you're supporting a coach, when you're choosing a coach to be your person, you're going to get way more value. You're going to be saving money in the long run, and the quality is so much better. So I can't say enough things about that. It's so worth it. When I think about initially because it's always money for me. Money is my big objection more than anything else. I'll be real. And so when I started to think about how much I was spending on Starbucks, not even for a meal, just to go through the drive-thru to get a pick-me-up, right? How many of us do that? You go through the drive-thru. I don't even want to tell you how many times a week I would go through the drive-thru and get a pick-me-up. And then I think that this, less than $4 a day, is too expensive. Or if you actually need a meal and you're going out for a burger or you're going out for Chipotle, this is a much healthier alternative, much healthier, and it's going to be way less expensive. Like, how much are you going to drop at any of those places, right? Yeah, so it is a good deal. And you could drink something cheaper, totally, but it's totally not the same thing. Totally not the same thing. So if you want to try it, if you've had a bad experience in the past, you need to tweak your recipe. Give it another whirl. What's the worst that happens? If you don't like it, it has that bottom of the bag money back guarantee. You drink it for 30 days. You see after that compound effect if you do notice a difference, because I know now that I won't ever skip it. We even take it camping, especially when we go camping, because I'm not gonna lie, I like that nasty Frankenfood cheese. It's so good, so gross, so nasty. So I always take it camping. It's just part of our life now. It's part of our lifestyle. I will never not drink it. It's not about weight loss. It's not about convenience really at this point. I just love it. I look forward to it. I found my recipe. Okay, so if you're struggling with your recipes, let's talk about that, because some of you have tried it and you're like, ew, it's gross. Okay. I love it blended. So I have it for a meal. I have it for my breakfast. So I always blend it, and I feel like it just sticks with you a little bit more. So my go-to recipe, I love chocolate. Chocolate's my favorite. It's totally my lover. Don't tell my husband. He already knows, whatever. So I do chocolate in a blender, and I will use almond milk. Sometimes I use almond milk. Almond milk, handful of spinach, because you can't taste it, so why not get some extra greens in there? And I throw a banana. I like to add some cinnamon, and sometimes I will do peanut butter or almond butter. That is my go-to recipe. I have it almost every single day, and I can honestly tell you that 95% of the time, I'm not sick of it. Sometimes I'll be like, and I'll have like an omelet or something, and then I have it for my lunch, but I freaking love it. My husband loves vanilla. His favorite way to have it is with frozen strawberries, and he uses regular milk, but everyone can tweak it. Like, you can make it your own, and it has so much benefits to it. This isn't just some creepy shake. You're not just here to, like, beast up. This is about health on a cellular level. This is about just regenerating and feeling your best and giving your body all the tools it needs to live its best life. So I hope that helped a little. I was really excited when I started listening to it yesterday. And I was like, wow, like this, I know it's good. I know how amazing it makes me feel. I know the difference in my results when I'm drinking it versus not drinking it, which is why I had to do it on my Whole30. It's why I had to rename my Whole30 the Real 30, because I didn't want to I didn't want them to come after me with their pickaxes and stuff. I understand. But for me, I know how amazing it makes me feel. I freaking love it. Okay, what comments do you have for me? Anyone have any questions? Let's see. Anna Taylor, you just got to keep playing with your recipe. And honestly, the first few times I had it, I was kind of like, but it grew on me, and I love it. And you're like, all the benefits in here, even if it didn't taste nearly as good to me, I would still choose to drink it, because I know that I am supporting all of my body systems. I know that my gut health is connected to my brain health. I know that if I was looking at a cancer issue, you can bet your bottom dollar that I would be chugging it. Seriously, like, I freaking love it. Our team, you hear success stories. Again, I'm not a doctor. I'm not making any claims, but I read the success stories of the people on our team, and you see those more because as coaches, we're committed to drinking it every day. So we're going to have more results than someone who's flirting with it and having it, 5 days a week or when they feel like it. This isn't that kind of thing. You have it every single day. It becomes a habit. It becomes part of your life, and then you get the most benefits. Someone today posted on our team page that their thyroid levels are 25% more balanced or lowered. I should have read that better before I started telling you about it. Again, not making any claims, just sharing what I read, what I hear from our team, from our coaches. Carolyn with her amazing freaking allergy story. So I love it. I love it. I can't say enough good things about it. If you want to try it, if you have more questions, please ask me, because I've had so many questions. I've had so many objections. I totally tried to do it secret squirrel status, but if you're interested in it, you really should be working with a coach so that you have support, so that you have someone to help you through it, because anyone can go it alone. Anyone can try and figure it out. But if you have someone that's already there, that's working on their journey, that's encouraging other people, why wouldn't you want to plug in with them? So, okay, what else? Let's see. Oh, Whitney. Yeah, Whitney found a recipe she liked yesterday. Chocolate covered banana. I guess so. It kind of reminds me of like a peanut butter cup with banana. I like the banana. I don't really taste banana in chocolate. It's more for the texture. Like, it fills me up. And since I'm having it as a meal and it's pretty low cal as it is, I love that. So that's just what I do. Okay, chocolate with spinach, banana, and almond milk is her favorite. Yep. Ooh, a frozen banana. Ooh, look at you, fancy pants. All right, my friends. So yeah, I freaking love it. I can't say enough good things about it. It has completely changed my life, and it's changed our financial future as well, because like I said, Beachbody, Shakeology as a business model is amazing. And it's not just about money. It's about helping people change their lives. It's about helping people get traction in all areas of their lives. That's what I love about being a coach. So if you have any questions, if you're interested in getting deets on our April accountability groups, I'm your girl. I hope this was helpful. All right, my friends, if you have any more questions, make sure you drop them below and I will get back to you.